As an old player who rediscovered his love for this game, I have been on a journey learning a bunch of new archetypes, and today we're going to be talking about the Clear Wing archetype. I only know Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, so there's a ton that we can dive into today. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels, so it looks like it's all going to be Synchro Monsters, and I've been out of it for so long. I'm not too sure how you even get a Synchro Pendulum card out, and I didn't even know that these were a thing. So we have Clear Wing Fast Dragon, the pendulum effect being you can send one face-up Speedoid to... Speedoid? Hold on. Are we talking about, like, Cyrus Speedoid type? Anyways, Speedoid Tuner and one face-up non-tuner monster you control to the graveyard, whose levels to equal total 7. Special summon this card from their Pendulum Zone. You can use this effect of Clear Wing Fast Dragon once per turn. So, you get this out by having one tuner and one non-tuner wind monsters. I'm really confused, and I would have educated myself before making this video, but the problem is I didn't know that Synchro Pendulum cards existed. Did they go in the extra deck? I mean, I'll look it up later, but if anybody could comment down below by the time, in case I didn't by the time this video releases, please let me know. So, don't know how you get it out. Regardless, this is a quick effect. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls that was special summoned from the extra deck until the end of this turn, changes attack to 0. Also, negate that face-up monster's effects. You can only use this effect of Clear Wing Fast Dragon once per turn. If this card in the monster zone is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can place it in your Pendulum Zone. I think it's a pretty strong card. I don't know about how useful its Pendulum effect could be, but I like the fact that you can just place it in the Pendulum Zone, then you can get it back. Actually, because you can get it back, it's probably useful in the Pendulum Zone. I just question how difficult it is to summon. Does it sit in the extra deck, or does it clog up your hand? I don't know. But I do think it has a good effect. Let's continue on over to the card that I do know, Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. This is a card that my brother always played back in the day, okay? One tuner, one non-tuner monsters. Once per turn, when another level 5 or higher monster activates its effect on the field, this is a quick effect. You can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Once per turn, when a monster's effect is activated, it targets one level 5 or higher monster in the field and no other cards. Another quick effect. You can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. If this card's effect destroys a monster, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's attack until the end of the turn. I've always struggled to play against this card. I always thought it was a strong card, and it's a hassle to deal with, so I do know that this card is a very, very good card. Again, my brother was a big dragon player. He always slipped this thing in, okay? We also have, look at this boss monster over here. Crystal Clear Wing over Synchro Dragon. Alright, so 2+ tuners or 1 tuner Synchro Monster plus Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Alright, must be Synchro summoned. Once per turn, when another card or its effect is activated, this is a quick effect, you can get the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And if you destroyed a monster, this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack until the end of this turn. If this face-up Synchro summoned card is in its owner's control, leaves the field by opponent's card, you can special summon one Clear Wing monster from your extra deck. You know, what I like about this is this feels like a proper, real tough boss monster to get out. You know how absolutely busted some cards can be in Yu-Gi-Oh nowadays? I like the fact that this is just a strong card that's difficult to deal with, has a ton of attack, can gain attack, but it's not unbeatable. That's what I really, really miss about this game. I think this is a proper cool boss monster. It seems very difficult to summon. I like it, man. I like it. I was expecting it to be a little bit, like, stronger, but it is a very strong card, okay? We also have Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. So one tuner Synchro monster and one non-tuner Clear Wing monster. Once per turn, when your opponent destroys a monster effect, except during the damage step, this is a quick effect. You can negate the effect until the end of this turn. This face-up card is unaffected by the activated effect, of your opponent's monsters. Also, this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack. Once per turn, when a spell or trap card effect is activated, this is a quick effect. You can negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. If this Synchro Summon card you control is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, you can add one wind monster from your deck to your hand. All of these Clear Wing cards seem pretty good, to be honest with you. I don't know what else to say besides, like, another good card, another strong card, and it would be an excellent addition to a deck. We also have the Speedoid we were talking about right here, okay? High Speedoid Clear Wing Rider. So this is a machine, one wind tuner and one non-tuner wind Synchro monster. Once, I didn't realize how big of an effect it was. Like, honestly, just looking by the picture, it looked like it was like a Formula Synchron type card. Once per turn, during your main phase, you can roll a 6-sided die and shuffle wind monsters from your graveyard into your deck up to the result. Then you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number of cards shuffled, and if you do, this card gains 500 attack for each card destroyed by this effect until the end of this turn. During your opponent's main phase, this is a quick effect. You can tribute the Synchro Summon card, special summon up to 2 level 7 winged Synchro Monsters with different names from each other from your extra deck. There's a lot to take in there, and I think it's really good. I like the fact that you can recycle some of your cards that you might want to recycle, along with destroying cards in the field. You gain attack, and you get 2 more Synchro Monsters. This is another very good card, and I didn't expect all these cards to have such high levels, so I don't know how difficult they are to get out, but like in modern era of Yu-Gi-Oh, okay? We also have the Supreme King Dragon Clearwing. Okay, this is making me think it actually is a GX thing now, because we have the Speedoid cards, and now we have the Supreme King card. I don't know. But anyways, 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner Dark Pendulum Monsters. If this card is Synchro Summoned, you can destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. Alright. Once per turn before damage calculation, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can destroy that monster, and if you do, inflict damage equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. If this card's in your graveyard, you can tribute 2 Supreme King Dragon monsters, special summon this card. This is an excellent card. You can win any battle with it, deal some burn damage, and it's difficult to deal with once you destroy it too. A very, very good card, and it nukes the field upon summoning it. We also have a trap card, okay? Speedoid Clearwing Wonder. Target cards your opponent controls up to the number of different monster types among the wind synchro monsters you control, and destroy them. If your opponent special summons a monster or monsters, except during the damage step, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 wind synchro monster you control, banish it, then return it to the field. You can only use this effect of Speedoid Clearwing once per turn. So, it's always good when you have a spell or trap card that has its effect when it's on the field, and then you can have another bonus effect if it's in the graveyard. It makes me just want to run the card more and more. Like, I was a big fan of Galaxy Cyclone when I was playing, so I know it's obviously not the same effect as Galaxy Cyclone, but it can be pretty useful. It's like a 2-for-1 card. We also have High Speedoid Glider number 2. If this card is Synchro Summoned, you can target 1 level 7 or lower wind non-tuner Synchro monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If your opponent special summons a monster or monsters, and you control a Clearwing monster, except during the damage step, you can banish this card from your graveyard, increase the level of all monsters your opponent controls by 5. You can use each effect of High Speedoid Glider number 2 once per turn. I don't know how useful this is. I would imagine it's pretty useful. The only problem with it, obviously, is I don't play the deck, and I don't know how much the level increase actually helps you getting into the Synchro cards. So, from an outside perspective, it does seem cool, okay? We have another Pendulum Synchro Monster. Odd Eyes Wing Dragon. I wonder if these were around, because when I was playing this game, I played a lot less once Pendulums came out. I was never a big fan of it. Maybe I'm just not remembering something like Odd Eyes, because I'm familiar with the Odd Eyes cards, or like a couple Odd Eyes cards. I just don't think, and I don't remember running into any Synchro Tuner, or Synchro Pendulum Monsters, excuse me. I wonder if they were a thing before I quit the game, because I ended up quitting the game around the Link era. So, I would imagine something like this has been out, I've just never run into it. Maybe it's just because I was playing less. That's besides the point. Let's take a look at this card, okay? So we have the Pendulum effect. Once per turn before damage calculation, if your opponent's monster battles an opponent's monster, you can make that monster gain attack equal to the opponent's monster's attack until the end of the damage step. Great effect. We also have, so you special summon, which I'm guessing it sits in the extra deck because it has the Synchro requirements to it. Anyways, if this card in the monster zone is destroyed, you can place this card in your Pendulum zone. You can only use one of the following effects once per turn, and only once that turn. You can target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn. During the battle phase, if you control a Synchro Summon card, quick effect, you can destroy all level 5 or higher monsters your opponent controls. I think this is excellent, both as a monster and as a actual Pendulum card. I love the Pendulum effect personally, just have it sit there. That's a great card. These Odd Eyes cards are pretty good, man. We also have another Pendulum monster, Speedoid Colonel Clackers. Alright. You can banish 1 Speedoid card in your graveyard, place 1 Speedoid Pendulum monster from your deck in your Pendulum zone. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except wind monsters. You can only use this effect of Speedoid Colonel Clackers once per turn. So it's a good Pendulum effect. It's making me wonder if there's more to this archetype because there's a Speedoid over here, but now I'm thinking maybe the Speedoids aren't part of Cyrus's deck unless it was Season 4 because I never watched that part of the show. Regardless, alright? Let's continue on to the monster effect. If this card in the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Speedoid Colonel Clackers as a tuner monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. During damage calculation, if you Clearwing monster battles while this card is in your face-up in your extra deck, you can banish this card, and if you do, that monster gains 700 attack. You can only use the effect once per turn. I think I think all of these effects could be useful. It's just obviously not the best card in the world, but we're comparing it to a bunch of big bad synchros that we just took a look at. So this is probably a really good card if you're running a I guess it's a whole archetype you can run. I've just never heard of anybody using a Clearwing deck. Regardless, all these cards that we took a look at are really good. If you want to continue watching me learn about Modern Yu-Gi-Oh, why don't you check out the Yubel video we did. I didn't know that there was more Yubel cards that they made. Check it out right here, guys. I'd love to have you over there. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, everybody.